Welcome to a new video on the NEGAYO channel. I've wanted to discuss the Bruce Timm and Paul Dini universe series in depth for a long time. I'll likely do it soon, but until then, I wanted to share one of the most epic moments from my childhood. An event I think needs its own summary. When the main characters from my favorite animated series first met in this fictional land's history. We're talking about world's finest. If you enjoy my content, please like, comment, and consider subscribing to the channel. What if you wanted to support me financially to buy equipment and improve my video quality? Use code NEGACHOGIONBAJO in the EPI store, Super Thanks, or Super Chat during Saturday live streams, or by getting a membership to receive certain benefits in return. Anyway, would you consider any of these options? But in the meantime, let's get started with this story. During a rainy and dark night in Gotham, the city's most wanted villains committed a robbery at an antique shop, taking with them a small dragon statue. Commissioner Gordon and his men were confused. They had heard rumors that said Joker was desperate for money. But with other more valuable items in the place, why did he only take this? That's the question. Is that when the world's greatest detective appears on the scene? What, how? This one isn't? And this one isn't either? And this one? Is it okay? Batman, the world's greatest detective, appears at the scene. You knew he isn't number one, right? Thanks to his power of observation, with his eyes connected to his brain, he notices that the stolen object didn't seem to be made of jade, just as it was described. Using his mythical power to enter data into his computer, he begins investigating what his top enemy was plotting. Meanwhile, on a presidential flight, a gang of fools had the bad luck to attack the plane that Lois Lane was traveling on, so it was only a matter of seconds before the powerful Man of Steel showed up to stop them. Actually, this isn't that important. What we should highlight here is that it's something that happens almost every day. Lois gets in trouble and Superman saves her. Everyone knows it. The villains, the Daily Planet, Metropolis, and us. Nearly 2 seasons have gone by, and these two still haven't had a date. Are you missing your chance, the Spider? In this case, it's Lois who takes the initiative to ask him out. But unfortunately, Superman is always busy saving others. Yes, my friend, women are temporary, but our heroic deeds last forever. I don't believe you. Meanwhile, this jealous bald guy gets annoyed whenever Superman is in the news. As he leaves the building, he can notice that something strange is happening. Harley Quinn had gotten rid of Mercy Graves and was practically kidnapping Luthor, forcing him to meet with this clown. It turns out it was true that Joker was short on money, and that's because Batman had shut down all his operations in Gotham. This led him to come up with a brilliant proposal for Lex Luthor: kill Superman in exchange for $1 million.
What makes you think you can kill Superman? When you can't handle a simple mortal in a Halloween costume, there's nothing simple about that mortal.
Of course Lex accepts, as long as he doesn't get involved in this. If I can add anything to this negotiation, it's that Joker could have easily asked Luthor for $10 million. But anyway, everyone except this crazy guy in the middle. Lex's profits were set to rise with the upcoming collaboration between Wayne Enterprises and LexCorp. Clark Kent and Lois were waiting at Metropolis Airport for the arrival of the Prince of Gotham. Somehow, in under 10 seconds, these two had already planned to have dinner together tonight. And all of it happened right in front of Clark, who was left stiffer than the stolen statue.
Not to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
Jokes? Superman? 2 seasons and you couldn't even invite Lois for a coffee or at least a hot drink from the corner? Seriously, come on, man. Couldn't do it, even with 2 identities, huh? Joker left a few victims in Metropolis while recruiting people for his operation. Superman learned the villain was in the city and quickly began searching for clues to his location. Oh, and if you were wondering what he was up to, Bruce? That day he met with Lex and ruined a whole army machinery deal. He went out with Lois and still had time to go beat up mobsters at Mamita's Metropolis.
Hey, what's that?
The Lord of the Night? Batman knew that Joker had taken over this guy's criminal gang. But when he was interrogating one of these criminals, Superman showed up to stop the Dark Knight.
People said you were crazy, but I didn't think you were stupid. That's a low blow.
Neither of them got a very good impression of the other. The criminal escaped, Bruce's identity was revealed, and Superman saw he needed this vigilante. If Joker really had up to 10 kilos of kryptonite, and as if things couldn't get worse for Clark. When he arrives home, his sweetheart says she started dating Bruce. On top of that, the reporter discovers a tracker in his cape exposing his identity. Come on, Batman, give it a break. Even your kids can't stand you sometimes. Still, Joker didn't appear as days passed. Bruce was still dating Lois, leaving Clark as just a bystander in his own story. That same night, in the middle of their date, the clown finally showed up just to kidnap this woman and try to get rid of the millionaire. Luckily for Bruce, the script's power keeps him from being hit by any bullets. And when the champion of Metropolis arrived, well, Bruce had no choice but to put up with the scolding. They're stuck with Osbur.
With the guaso, you have to expect the unexpected. That's something you should have remembered better. Oh, low blow.
It was obvious that it was all a trap, so both heroes stayed alert for any sign of the Joker. He was bound to reveal his location eventually. You're here and I'm here. Is that clear to you, kid? Soon your little Louisa will die smiling. Superman believed he'd stop the psychopath's plans by bringing his anti-radiation suit, but Joker had already anticipated this. The Bat arrived because he was closely following Superman. After dealing with the other criminals, he destroyed the kryptonite, letting Superman regain his powers. Of course, the clown wasn't going to be captured so easily. Yeah, and then Batman leaves without accepting Superman's thanks?
Thank you. I wouldn't have saved Lois without your help. I'm aware of that.
Jerk, huh? Always a jerk. He's so arrogant.
Seriously, like?
The destroyed factory was Luthor's, so after the explosion, the press started questioning him. Obviously, he didn't like this at all, so he immediately went out looking for his partner. Lex broke the deal with this lunatic once he found out that Batman had followed him from Gotham City. Clark learned these two villains were connected, so he rushed to his sweetheart's house to tell her. Oh heavens, did you destroy that guy without touching him? Hearing about Lex and Joker's alleged alliance, Batman immediately went to Luthor's apartment to interrogate him. He had to leave because of the security at the place, but he threatened the evil bald guy that he would come back soon for information. This little attack was more than enough to motivate Lex to reconsider the deal he had with the clown. In just hours, this criminal devised a plan to attack both heroes from opposite sides of the city. Superman received a false distress call, while Batman arrived at a meeting point where an X-Corp combat machine awaited him. The Man of Steel solved the problem in minutes, but for Batman, facing this robot was more complicated. He even ended up at the Daily Planet, where Lois was still working.
How do I contact Superman?
He's in the sea. I want to cry, but I'm too tough. The Bat's gadgets didn't seem to be enough to stop this machine. His identity was exposed. Without the reporter and Superman, he might not have escaped this fight.
Did I miss something?
Lois felt a bit disappointed when she discovered this big secret. On one hand, she knew how this whole hero thing and their endless work operated, and on the other hand, she couldn't write anything about it. About the man beneath the mask.
How could you lie to me like that?
Well, I never said I wasn't Batman.
Superman. After all, he was the one who suggested the idea of working together once and for all. With Luthor and Joker's partnership exposed, both had to prepare for the final confrontation. The heroes didn't know the two villains had ended their negotiations. Luthor met the clown to steal the rest of the kryptonite, but Joker and Harley had already expected it. Poor Mercy. Do they pay her enough to deal with this? At least she's not her live-action counterpart. The world's finest arrived at the building in no time, and the Clown Prince already had a little surprise prepared for them. Joker and Harley Quinn tried to escape. In the middle of this fight, Batman and Superman managed to destroy all the machines by working together. They were even able to rescue Mercy, safe and sound. Unfortunately, things got complicated with the appearance of a robot much bigger than the others, so Superman decides to stay behind to try to defeat it. The inhabitants of Metropolis could only run in fear from the destruction caused by Gotham's #1 villain. The Bat managed to follow him closely and was even able to get inside the aircraft. Despite the difficulties, the Man of Steel destroyed Luthor's technology, arriving just in time to prevent a greater tragedy in the city center. Dozens of explosives accidentally fell inside the plane, and the heroes could only save Luthor and Harley as they watched the aircraft crash from a distance.
At this point, it probably is.
In the end, Joker's body was not found in the bay. Lex was once again involved in questioning over his alleged connection with the clown, and his relationship with Bruce Wayne ended for good because of the accusations. Harley was locked up again in Arkham, and well, about these two, I can tell you that Lois decided to end the romance. After learning Batman's secret, Clark says goodbye to Bruce, parting on good terms after working well together. And yes, in this universe, we would see them return to battle Luthor and Joker again, this time with the full Justice League.
I know where you live.
Speaking of other things, it's obvious that Bruce Wayne really enjoyed spending time with Lois. Look at him still remembering her 50 years later even though they were only together for about a week. So what kind of trick does she know? Or what the heck, that's the question. We don't care about that anymore. The good thing is that after many episodes, these two fell in love and lived happily ever after. Remember that if you want, you can support me financially to get more equipment and improve the quality of my videos. You can use the code NEGAYO in the Epic Store. Use the super thanks button below this video or super chat during the Saturday live streams. You can also get a membership to receive certain benefits in return. If none of these options suit you, just leaving a like and comment is more than enough. Thanks for stopping by, guys. I'm Alex from the NEGAYO channel. See you later. Thank you.